people. The people standing behind you.
Nikhil. Also media people.
See, I told you, there are many people. Ask them to come in front.
They will first give a welcome.
Yes.
Dear friends, we have a very distinguished guest today, former Union Minister and AICC General Secretary and a leader from our neighboring state, Karnataka, shri Jairam Ramesh ji. He is with us to share the Congress Party's views on Bharat Jodo Yatra, and he is also the media convener of this Yatra. He is first time in our press club. He is very delighted to have here, and we are also very delighted to receive him on behalf of the media community here. Mr. Jairam Ramesh ji is a very familiar to our community, even though he is concentrated on Delhi politics. He is hailing from Chikmagalur, which is similar to our state, even in ecologically and politically, because we cannot the Chikmagalur election. We cannot forget the Chikmagalur election. The Congress Party regained its importance in Indian politics in Chikmagalur election, and likewise the Congress Party is gaining its importance from Kerala in Wayanad through Wayanad election last year. So let us have his views on this Yatra and politics. So on behalf of Kollam Press Club, welcome you, sir, to the Meet the Press program. Thank you.
Thank you. You want to say something, Balram?
ബഹുമാനരായിട്ടുള്ള മാധ്യമപ്രവർത്തകരോട് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് നന്ദിയാണ് ആദ്യം തന്നെ പറയാനുള്ളത്. കാരണം ഭാരത് ജോഡോ യാത്രയുടെ ഭാഗമായി ശ്രീ രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധി നയിക്കുന്ന 3570 കിലോമീറ്റർ ദൈർഘ്യമുള്ള കന്യാകുമാരി മുതൽ കശ്മീർ വരെ 150 ദിവസത്തിൻ്റെ ഒരു വലിയ പദയാത്രയുമായി ഞങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ കൊല്ലം ജില്ലയിലേക്ക് ഇന്നലെയാണ് പ്രവേശിച്ചത്. അപ്പോൾ കൊല്ലത്തെ മാധ്യമപ്രവർത്തകരുടെ തറവാടായിട്ടുള്ള ഈ പ്രസ് ക്ലബ്ബ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ മാധ്യമ വിഭാഗത്തിൻ്റെ ചെയർമാനും അഖിലേന്ത്യാ കോൺഗ്രസ് കമ്മിറ്റിയുടെ ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറിയും നമുക്കൊക്കെ ഒരു പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തലിൻ്റെയോ മുഖവരയുടെയോ ആവശ്യകതയില്ലാത്ത വണ്ണം പരിചിതനുമായിട്ടുള്ള മുൻ കേന്ദ്രമന്ത്രി ശ്രീ ജയറാം രമേശ് ജിയെ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു മീറ്റ് ദ പ്രസ് പരിപാടിയിലേക്ക് ക്ഷണിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളതിൻ്റെ പേരിൽ ഞാൻ ആദ്യം തന്നെ ഈ പ്രസ് ക്ലബിൻ്റെ പ്രസിഡന്റ് പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട ശ്രീ ബിജുവിനോടും സെക്രട്ടറി ശ്രീ സനൽ ഡി പ്രേമനോടും മറ്റ് മുഴുവൻ മാധ്യമപ്രവർത്തകരോടും ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഭാഗത്ത് നിന്നുള്ള നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇവിടെ വരാനും നിങ്ങളെ കാണാനും ഈ ഭാരത് ജോഡോ യാത്രയുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് മാധ്യമപ്രവർത്തകരുമായി സംവദിക്കാനും ഒരവസരമുണ്ടായി എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഞങ്ങളിതിനെ നോക്കിക്കാണുന്നത്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നിങ്ങളുടെ ഭാഗത്ത് നിന്നുള്ള ചോദ്യങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതൊരു അനൗപചാരികമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒത്തുചേരലായിട്ട് കൂടിയാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നത്. സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ടും നിങ്ങളുടെ എല്ലാ ചോദ്യങ്ങളും, അത് വളരെ ഗൗരവതരമായിട്ടുള്ള ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ മാത്രമല്ല, ഇതുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട ഏത് കാര്യങ്ങൾക്കും മറുപടി പറയാൻ കഴിയുന്ന ഒരു ആൾ തന്നെയാണ് നിങ്ങൾ വിശിഷ്ടാതിഥിയായി ഇവിടേക്ക് ക്ഷണിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള നമ്മുടെ ജയറാം രമേശ് ജി. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ കൂടുതൽ ദീർഘമായിട്ടൊന്നും സംസാരിക്കുന്നില്ല. ഞങ്ങളോടൊപ്പം ഞങ്ങളുടെ ജില്ലാ കോൺഗ്രസ് കമ്മിറ്റി പ്രസിഡന്റ് ശ്രീ രാജേന്ദ്ര പ്രസാദ് ഉണ്ട്, UDFിൻ്റെ നേതാവും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ മുൻ KPCC ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറിയും ഈ ജാഥയുടെ ജില്ലാ കോർഡിനേറ്ററുമായിട്ടുള്ള ശ്രീ KC രാജൻ സാർ നമ്മുടെ കൂടെയുണ്ട്. കൊല്ലം DCCയുടെ ഭാഗത്ത് നിന്ന് മാധ്യമത്തിൻ്റെ ഏകോപനം നിർവഹിക്കുന്ന പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട ശ്രീ ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഒപ്പമുണ്ട്. കൂടുതൽ സംസാരിക്കുന്നില്ല. ഓവർ ടു ജയറാം ജി.
Thank you. First of all, I must apologize. Yesterday there was some confusion and some of you were unable to enter the Empire Convention Center at Chattanooga. So I'm very sorry for what happened yesterday, but I'm glad that we are meeting this afternoon. Well, as you know, the Congress Party launched the Bharat Jodo Yatra on the 7th of September from Kanyakumari, and the actual yatra began in the morning of the 8th. The yatra was for 3 days in Tamil Nadu before it entered Kerala, and the yatra will take 18 days in Kerala. Then the yatra will go to Karnataka for 21 days, Telangana for 13 days, Andhra Pradesh for 4 days, Maharashtra for 16 days, Madhya Pradesh for 16 days, Uttar Pradesh for 5 days. Please remember 5, not 2, 5 days. Then 2 days in Delhi, 21 days in Rajasthan, 5 days in Haryana, 5 days in Punjab, 5 days in Jammu and Kashmir. So the total time that we will take to complete 3,750 kilometers, maybe between 3,600 to 3,800 kilometers, is about 150 days. This is the longest Padyatra ever undertaken by a political party in a democracy. The longest Padyatra in the world was the Long March of Mao, which was 8,000 kilometers. But in a democracy, I'm using the word very, very carefully, in a democracy, this is the longest Padyatra undertaken by the world's second oldest political party. It is India's oldest political party and the world's second oldest political party, the Indian National Congress. So we are doing this yatra, Bharat Jodo Yatra. Yesterday we came to Kollam. Today is a rest day. We are going to be taking a break after 7 days. We have covered 150 kilometers from Kanyakumari. And we will be taking another break on the 23rd after another 7 days of Padyatra. So today we are all relaxing, so we have some time to meet the media and the press. Some people are just unwinding after walking for so long. Now, I want to address two questions. Why is the Bharat Jodo Yatra not going to Gujarat or UP or Himachal Pradesh when the Congress party's main opponent is the BJP? This is an argument that is often given. First, let me say that this is Kanyakumari to Kashmir Yatra. It is a south to north Yatra. It is like the Yatras Shankaracharya started from Kaladi 1300 years ago. He also went from south to north. Bhakti movement also started south to north. So Bharat Jodo Yatra is going from south to north. It takes minimum 90 days to reach Gujarat on Pad Yatra when you start from Kanyakumari. Minimum 90 days. By the time election in Gujarat is over, election in Himachal Pradesh is over. So there is no way, even if Superman with 56-inch chest, you know whom I am referring to, even if Superman were to walk, he will take 90 days at least to reach Gujarat from Kanyakumari. So there was no way we could reach Gujarat or Himachal Pradesh in the yatra. Secondly, this yatra is like this. Here is Kanyakumari, here is Kashmir. The yatra is somewhat like this, straight line. Now, we studied 5 different routes and we selected this route. We selected this route because it's a straight line, number one. Number two, this is the only route from Kanyakumari to Kashmir which is on Padyatra. All other routes, you require bus, you require some car, you require some boat. So this is the only route on which you can go by Padyatra, number one. Number two, we are not going through forest areas. So because there is security angle, there has to be security clearance because Mr. Rahul Gandhi has the highest security protection. So we could not select some other routes. So based on geography, based on security, we selected this route, Kanyakumari to Kashmir. So this is the reason why Gujarat and Himachal don't figure. But in Karnataka, the Congress's main opponent is BJP. In Telangana, we are fighting BJP. In Maharashtra, we are fighting BJP. In Madhya Pradesh, we are fighting BJP. In Rajasthan, we are fighting BJP. In Haryana, we are fighting BJP. So, anybody who says that we are not going through states where Congress is fighting BJP does not know the full details of the yatra, number one. Number two, there is one state which we are passing through. I will not name that state. We are passing through one state where the ruling party is the A team of the BJP. So we are going through a state where we are fighting not BJP directly, but we are fighting BJP indirectly. You all know which state that is. We are spending 18 days in that state. Now, so the main purpose of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, why are we doing Bharat Jodo Yatra? Why are we spending 5.5 months walking, living in containers? 120 people are walking. 30% are women. Average age is 38. Why are they walking? They are walking for 3 reasons. One, India is being weakened because of economic inequality. Price rise, unemployment, GST, concentration of economic power. So economic inequality is tearing India apart. First reason. Second reason, social polarization is tearing India apart. Religion, caste, language, food, dress, anything is used by the BJP to divide our society, polarize our society. So India is being torn apart. And third reason why India is being torn apart is because of political over-centralization. Everything is being centralized in one person, one leader, one party, the Prime Minister's office. All the powers of state governments are being taken away. And the center and the Prime Minister's office is becoming all powerful. So that is why we are doing Bharat Jodo. Because BJP is doing Bharat Todo. Because Bharat is being toroed on economic inequality. Bharat is being toroed because of social polarization. And Bharat is being toroed because of political over-centralization. We are doing Bharat Jodo. Incidentally, ours is Bharat Jodo. It is not Europe Jodo, like some other parties are doing. Ours is a Bharat Jodo Yatra, not a Europe Jodo Yatra, which some parties who criticize the Congress party are engaged in right now. So the Bharat Jodo Yatra, we are using it as an instrument of raising issues relating to economic inequality, social polarization and political centralization. One outcome of the Yatra will be the strengthening of the Congress party organization. We aim to mobilize block level workers, district level workers, state level workers, and strengthen the Congress party as a result of the Yatra. There is great enthusiasm and excitement in the Congress organization. And the public response Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Bharat Yatris are getting. Every day in the morning they walk for 3.5 hours. The crowds are anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000. In the evening they walk from 4 to 7, about 25 to 30,000 people walk. And during the day for an hour and a half or two, Mr. Rahul Gandhi meets fishermen, fisherwomen, Mahatma Gandhi Narega workers, school students, college students, people. Tomorrow he is meeting cashew workers and cashew entrepreneurs in Kollam, coir workers he will be meeting in Alappuzha. He met people who oppose the Kerala project, environmentalists. He will meet Karshakas. He will meet farmers in different parts of Kerala. So he will interact. He is not making speeches on the Yatra. The Yatra is not Man Ki Baat Yatra. Yatra is to listen, not to tell people that I have the answer, but to engage in a conversation with people, understand their daily worries, daily concerns, through direct interaction. There is no other political party, no other political leader who has done this in recent times. In fact, no party has done such a yatra ever. So this is the background to the Bharat Jodo Yatra. As I said, we have completed 7 days. We are also having Bharat Jodo Yatras in other states where the Bharat Jodo Yatra is not going. Tonight I am going to Assam, then I go to Bhubaneswar, then I go to Calcutta. So we are organizing similar smaller Bharat Jodo Yatras in every state of the country. So imagine Bharat Jodo Yatra is like the Ganga river. And like the Ganga river has many tributaries, there will be tributaries. In Malayalam tributary is called Sahanadi? Porshaka Nadi. So there will be Porshaka Nadi, Sahanadi, Sahayatra. But main river is the Ganga river, and which is the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So this main Bharat Jodo Yatra, and then there is Porshaka Yatra in all states of India, all states, including Arunachal Pradesh, including Assam, including Manipur, including Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, all the states through which the Yatra is not going through. Now it is possible that with the success of this Yatra, next year we will have an east to west Yatra. Because in India, whenever you do something, there will be people asking you, why are you not doing something else? For everything you do, there are 5 questions why you are not doing this. So I want to take this head on. And so it is possible that in 2023, the Yatra will be from Porbandar in Gujarat to Parashuram Kund in Arunachal Pradesh. It is possible that we will have this Yatra. But this is the only way to transform Indian politics. I believe the Bharat Jodo Yatra will transform Indian politics, will strengthen the Congress party organization, and the manner in which the BJP is attacking the Bharat Jodo Yatra every day. In fact, BJP has been doing Bharat Todo for a long time. Now it is doing Congress Todo. And what happened in Goa, for example, is an example of the diversion that the BJP wants to create. One day container, second day t-shirt, third day shoes, fourth day something else, fifth day Goa. They will do this every day to divert people's attention away from Bharat Jodo Yatra. But I have to tell you that the Bharat Jodo Yatra has evoked tremendous response. Newspapers that never cover the Congress are covering Bharat Jodo Yatra. TV channels that never give time to the Congress party are airing programs on Bharat Jodo Yatra. This is remarkable. The climate change in the Indian media in the last 10 days. The Indian media is objective, but unfortunately Indian media owners are not objective. Indian media owners, are controlled only by 2 or 3 people. Not in Kerala, I am talking of the rest of the country. So the media also has seen the people's response to the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and that has created a new image for the Congress. And I believe that what we are seeing is the emergence of a new Congress. So let me stop here, and whatever questions you have, I would be glad to answer. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Translation ആവശ്യമില്ലല്ലോ.
You want to translate?
They don't require this. You're okay with English, no?
So you are organizing a huge rally.
Where are you?
You said it for unity, but you are choosing your MLAs and your leaders. Actually, what is happening in Congress? What's your opinion?
So in Goa?
Yes, please.
Are you referring to Goa?
Yeah.
No. Are you specifically referring to what's happened in Goa?
Yeah.
Well, you see, what happened in Goa, this was been going on for a long time. The BJP has been trying to buy Congress MLAs who have been elected on a Congress ticket, who have taken an oath in front of God. They took a solemn oath that they will not leave the Congress party. But, they forgot the God. They remembered Goddess Lakshmi. And when Lakshmi was offered to all these MLAs, and the Bharat Jodo Yatra was moving successfully, the BJP fast forwarded operation in Goa and took away 8 of our MLAs. This was an operation that we knew it was happening for quite some time, but they were not successful. But they intensified the effort when the Bharat Jodo Yatra began and when the BJP saw the public response to the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So this is all part of the daily tactics of the BJP to create diversion.
You indirectly referred the ruling party of Kerala as a B8 team of BJP.
Not B, A.
18,
Ah,
yes,
18,
right. Then how can you carry them too in a struggle against this BJP national level?
I said CPM in Kerala is a team of BJP. In Kerala. Now, nationally, if the CPM wants to support the Congress, they are welcome. But remember, in 1989, the CPM and the BJP combined to support the VP Singh government. The Congress is the only political party in India, which has never had an alliance with the BJP. It cannot have an alliance with the BJP. But every other political party has compromised, including the left. The left supported Mr. VP Singh along with the BJP to defeat the Congress. Now, you're right, in 2004, the UPA was formed with the help of Harkishan Singh Surjit and Jyoti Basu. But they withdrew support after a while, if you remember. Now, if the left wants to support the Congress, they are welcome to support the Congress. Bharat Jodo Yatra is not a yatra for opposition unity. Bharat Jodo Yatra is a yatra to strengthen the Congress party. Without a strong Congress, you cannot have opposition unity. Secondly, no political party who wants to ally with the Congress should think that alliance means I take everything from Congress and I don't give anything to Congress. So far, everybody has been trying to weaken the Congress. We will not allow this to happen. We will strengthen the Congress party, and if there is need for opposition unity, we will certainly work towards opposition unity. But we cannot have opposition unity with parties who are intent or hell-bent in weakening the Congress party. So at the national level, you're right, the CPM has a different view. But in Kerala, the CPM is doing its best to encourage the BJP. Because only by encouraging the BJP will the CPM succeed in weakening the Congress in Kerala. And we will not allow this to happen.
Actually, Congress is now in a situation that where it cannot hold their leaders or something. For the past 8 years, you are losing your leaders, your main frames and all. And if Congress can't even contain their leaders, how can they overthrow this BJP reign?
See, two types of people leave the party. Only those who have benefited from the Congress have left the Congress. Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad was the recipient of everything from the Congress. Youth Congress President, PCC President, Congress, Union Cabinet Minister, CWC Member, General Secretary, Union Minister. Only those people who are benefited from the Congress will kick the Congress and leave the Congress. Number one. Number two, those people against who are vulnerable to investigative agencies, they will go and join the Congress. Moment they join the Congress, they become clean. Look at the Chief Minister, when they join the BJP. Look at the Assam Chief Minister. Classic example. Not one single inquiry against him. But when he was in the Congress, every day the BJP would attack him. But now he has become Chief Minister, BJP is completely silent. So there is a BJP washing machine. Everybody goes into that BJP washing machine. These 8 MLAs in Goa, they have entered the BJP washing machine. They are amongst the most corrupt fellows I know. And the Congress made a mistake in letting them into the Congress. I agree. It was a mistake. But now that they have entered the BJP washing machine, they will become spotless white like my kurta, you know. So this, people will leave. People will go, people will leave. They will be pressurized to leave. But I think for every person who leaves the Congress party after enjoying power, there are at least 25 or 30 people left in the Congress party, young people who are waiting for positions of authority. For every one Ghulam Nabi Azad who has left the Congress party, there are 50 Badalams. I'm sorry, I'm not comparing you with but there are 50 people like him, youngsters, with political experience, wedded to Congress ideology. So I am not worried when some of these big names leave. The sooner they leave, the better. Sorry. Focusing on?
National issues.
No, instead of focusing on what? Sorry?
National issues.
He is focusing on what? LDF. Oh, LDF government. First of all, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has been raising national issues. He has been raising issues of price rise in the last so many months, especially after the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He has raised issues of price rise. He has raised issues of unemployment day in and day out. Yesterday he raised the issue of China. Why isn't the LDF government saying anything on China? Why are they quiet? The Prime Minister says there is no Chinese incursion. But now we are saying there is Chinese withdrawal. The Prime Minister is on record as having said nobody came from China. There was no incursion from China. So obviously Chinese did not have come on incursion, they came on excursion. So now we are saying they have withdrawn. How could they withdraw if they were not in Indian territory? He has raised this issue. He has raised issue of communal violence, violence on Dalits and Adivasis. And of course, when you are in Kerala, you focus on issues which are being raised in Kerala. Look, people come like Kerala, for example. People came, raised the issue of Kerala. People came and raised the issue of Mahatma Gandhi Narega work not being available. People came and raised issues on ports, Adani ports. So people come and they will raise local issues. But Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the only political leader in India who has day in and day out targeted the BJP. Even Mamata Banerjee one day in the morning will praise the RSS and in the afternoon she will do something else. Mr. Kejriwal we know is a B team of the BJP. So there is no other political party, there is no other political leader, and that is why the ED is gone set on him. He was subjected to 55 hours of questioning on a completely bogus case. 55 hours of questioning. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. Because he is targeting the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. He is raising questions, why are all airports being sold to one man? Why are all ports being sold to one man? This man was the 650th richest person in the world in the year 2013. Today is the world's third richest person. Why are all ports being sold to him? Why are all airports being sold to him? Why are all power plants being sold to him? He has raised these questions. So he is being targeted by Mr. Modi. So I think he has raised national issues, but in Kerala, in addition to raising national issues, he has raised issues which concern the people of Kerala, which have been raised by the people who meet him. That is why he has raised it. Yes, sir.
So why do you think so that CPM party in Kerala is creating an why do you think the left party is creating an opportunity for BJP in Kerala?
Why do I think?
Why do the CPM, why would they
Yes,
create an opportunity?
they would.
Why?
Why? The Mamata Banerjee is singularly responsible for the rise of BJP in West Bengal. The left is singularly responsible for the encouragement of the BJP in Kerala because they know the Congress will get weak if the BJP gets strong. They know this. Kerala has traditionally been a two-party system. The LDF versus, not two-party, two-coalition system. UDF, LDF, UDF, LDF. Now suddenly a third party has emerged, the BJP. And it suits the Congress, it suits the left to fight the BJP instead of fighting the Congress. Why? Because the left is one extreme, the BJP is another extreme. The center is only the Congress. So left will always prefer to fight with the right because it's easier. But when you're occupying the center spot, you are in an advantageous position. That's the reason why the CPM would do anything to fight the BJP in Kerala. I'm talking of in Kerala. Please, not nationally, I'm talking of in Kerala. And weaken the Congress. They may come with the Congress in other states. Now, for example, the left was with us in Manipur. CPM, CPI fought the election in Manipur along with the Congress party. Similarly, in many other states, they will fight. Why go to Manipur? Your neighboring state of Tamil Nadu. Neighboring state of Tamil Nadu, the ruling party coalition is DMK, CPM, CPI, Congress. And, VCK and some smaller Tamil parties. But in Kerala, the political competition is such that the CPM would always encourage the BJP. And frankly, in terms of ideology, they may say whatever they have to say, but in terms of management style, there is absolutely no difference between the CM of Kerala and the PM of India. They are identical style. I have described the CM of Kerala as Mundu Modi. He is Mundu Modi. There is no difference between the two. They don't listen. They made up their mind. So I think I want to remind you of what EMS Namboodiripad once said, the great EMS Namboodiripad. He is really a great Indian political figure. Of course, not many people know that EMS Namboodiripad started his political career in the Congress party. He was General Secretary of the Congress party in 1936. EMS Namboodiripad once said, after he had become a communist, he once said that we will align with the devil to defeat the Congress. A very famous statement of EMS. We will align with the devil to defeat the Congress. And they did it in 1989. In 1989, they aligned with the BJP to defeat the Congress. So, the left part, one thing you cannot accuse the left parties of is consistency. They have taken, stands, and nationally they may have one view of the Congress party. But your question was on Kerala. So, in the context of Kerala, CPM and the BJP are two sides of the same coin.
So what's your opinion in Gyanwap issue that's happening?
Where are you? Oh, sorry.
Your view on Gyanwap issue?
On
Gyan
Gyan Vapi. I'll give you Gyan outside later. This is what Bharat Jodo Yatra. Let me say this, that in September of 1991, Parliament passed the Protection of Places of Worship Act. That act was passed by Parliament and it still continues to be the law of the land. And what does this Protection of Places of Worship Act say? It says that the status of all religious places as it existed on the 15th of August 1947 will continue, except Ayodhya, because Ayodhya was subject to litigation. So Parliament passed a law. Parliament means Congress, BJP, left, all parties. In September of 1991, when Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister, Parliament passed this law, Protection of Places of Worship Act, which said that the status of a religious place will remain the same as it existed on the 15th of August 1947. So any BJP has been trying to change. It does not have the courage to come to Parliament and repeal that act, but they are using the judiciary to do bypass surgery on this act. But let us see what happens in the hearing. The matter is sub judice now. It's being heard. Let us see what happens. But the only point I will make today is that Parliament passed a law in September 91, and that law should be respected by all communities, by all sections of society. And if all attempts to circumvent the law should be defeated politically and of course legally.
It's been clear that Rahul Gandhi is the prime face of Congress. Is one a major
Prime face of Bharat Jodo Yatra.
actually Congress party in general?
No, there are many faces in the Congress party.
But Rahul Gandhi is taking the prime attack against opposition, BJP and all. But Rahul is still not ready to take a decision on case of this presidential election and like that on the Congress president election. Rahul Gandhi is not ready to take a decision, or he is not even ready to contest or become the president.
Do you have better knowledge of Mr. Rahul Gandhi's decision making than me? I don't think so. I don't know myself.
Even KC Venugopal and many secretaries have said that he is not.
Nobody knows. He was asked this question last week. And let me repeat to you his answer. Because best is not to depend on people like me to answer on his behalf. You should listen to what he said. He said in a press conference at Nagarcoil that nominations are going to begin on 24th. Before 24th, you will continue to ask him why you are not contesting. Are you contesting? Then after nominations are over on the 30th, on the 1st you will ask him why are you not contesting. So you see, the point is there is a system. Notification will be issued on 22nd. 24th, anybody who wants to file nomination, including some MPs who are keen to contest, let them file the nomination. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has never said that we should not have election. Congress party is the only political party in India that has election for the post of president. Does CPM elect? Does BJP elect? Does any regional party elect? No. Congress party is the only political party that has. Yesterday you saw what happened in Aam Aadmi party. The constitution was changed to make Arvind Kejriwal permanent president of the Aam Aadmi Party. We have announced an election schedule. That election schedule, you will know on the 1st of October who the candidates are. If there is more than one candidate, election will be held on October 17th. If there is no election, you will have a new Congress president on the 2nd of October. Now, if you are asking me where Mr. Rahul Gandhi filed his nomination, I have no idea. It's his decision. But the way it is going, he's going to be in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He'll be in Kerala when this election schedule, is progressing. He has consistently said, I am one of the Padyatris. I am not leading the Padyatri. I am one of the Padyatris. There are 120 Padyatris, roughly 120. He is one of the Padyatris. So Congress President's election, as I said, we have announced. 22nd is notification. 24th to 30th is nomination. 1st of October is scrutiny. If election is required, it will be held on 17th. Now, let's see what happens. In another 10 days, you will have answers to all your questions.
You said you have some restriction in Yatra because of security issues, but
Some restrictions on.
Security. Yeah.
but some other channels from different languages don't have this type of restriction.
Sorry.
They meant to ask about the media restrictions.
Oh, no, not media. Yeah, there is security everywhere. For example, in one of the routes that we had selected, we had to go through left-wing extremism affected areas, in central India. We could not take that route, although it was a direct route. You would have seen in the Delhi, when Mr. Rahul Gandhi is walking, there is a security cordon. So we have to regulate media access. It's not free media access. We have to regulate the media access. Now, it creates problems. And, I have had to apologize on more than one occasion because sometimes when the crowds are huge, when there's a lot of demand, some words get exchanged and it leads to unpleasantness. Yes, there have been a couple of occasions, I have to say. But by and large, we are trying to streamline this interaction process. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi addressed a press interaction like this in Nagarkoil, and on 21st he will be addressing a similar press interaction in Kochi. So we are trying every day. If you want, if any of you are interested, you can walk. We can facilitate your walking tomorrow, and if you want to, have access to him or at least around where he is walking, we can certainly facilitate that. Whoever is interested in walking, you are welcome to walk tomorrow, and he is interacting. You can talk to Balram. Tomorrow he is interacting with cashew workers and cashew entrepreneurs tomorrow afternoon from 2 to 3:30. So Balram, you should organize this.
അദ്ദേഹം നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞത് ഈ യാത്രയുടെ മൊത്തത്തിലുള്ള റൂട്ടിന്റെ കാര്യമാണ്. ആ റൂട്ട് ചില ഫോറസ്റ്റ് ഏരിയയിലൂടെ ഒക്കെ കടന്നു പോകുമ്പോൾ ഉള്ള സെക്യൂരിറ്റി കാരണങ്ങൾ കണ്ട് അതിൻ്റെ ആ റൂട്ട് വേണ്ട, മറ്റു റൂട്ട് വേണം എന്നുള്ള നിർദ്ദേശം വന്നിരുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഈ യാത്രയുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് മിനിമം നിയന്ത്രണങ്ങൾ മാത്രമാണ് മാധ്യമപ്രവർത്തകർക്കടക്കം ഉള്ളൂ. പരമാവധി ഫെസിലിറ്റേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനാണ്.
അതായത് ചില മീഡിയകൾ ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ ഇന്നലെ രാവിലെയൊക്കെ 14 കിലോമീറ്ററോളം നമ്മൾ നടക്കുകയും ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. എന്നിട്ട് മറ്റു ഭാഷകളിലുള്ള ചില മീഡിയകളെ നിങ്ങൾ പല റെസ്ട്രിക്ഷൻസ് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നില്ല, നമ്മളെ പിടിച്ചു നിർത്തുമ്പോഴും ഞങ്ങൾ കാണുന്നില്ല. അതായത് ഒരു ലാംഗ്വേജിന്റെ ബേസിസിൽ നിങ്ങളൊരു ഡിസ്ക്രിമിനേഷൻ കാണിക്കുന്നത് പോലെ ഫീൽ ചെയ്യും.
ഇന്നലെ ഉണ്ടായ ദൗർഭാഗ്യകരമായിട്ടുള്ള സംഭവം അവസാന നിമിഷമാണ് എനിക്കും അറിയാനും ഇടപെടാനും കഴിഞ്ഞത്. അപ്പോൾ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ അപ്പോളജൈസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. ഇനി അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ ആവർത്തിക്കാതിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള ക്രമീകരണങ്ങളാണ് ഇന്നലെ ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് ശേഷം തൊട്ട് ചെയ്തത്. ഇന്നലെ മലയാള ദൃശ്യമാധ്യമങ്ങളിൽ തന്നെ പലരും രാഹുൽ അപ്പോൾ ഇന്നലെ വൈകുന്നേരം തൊട്ട് മലയാള ദൃശ്യമാധ്യമങ്ങളിൽ തന്നെ പലരും അടുത്ത് നിന്ന് വിഷ്വൽസൊക്കെ എടുക്കുന്ന അവസ്ഥയുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അതിൽ ഒരു ക്രമീകരണം ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ പല ദൃശ്യമാധ്യമങ്ങളോടും ആ വണ്ടിയിലിരിക്കുന്ന ആളുകളോട് ചോദിക്കുകയും ചെയ്തായിരുന്നു, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആർക്കെങ്കിലും അതിന് സൗകര്യം വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി, ചെയ്തു തരാമെന്ന്. അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള അവസ്ഥകൾ പരമാവധി ഇല്ലാതിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ശ്രദ്ധിക്കാം. ഇതിൽ ഉണ്ടായതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഇന്നലെ കഴിഞ്ഞ 3 ദിവസം തിരുവനന്തപുരത്തായിരുന്നുകൊണ്ട് തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത് ഏതാണ്ട് അതൊരു ആദ്യത്തെ ദിവസം തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത് ഈ പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അത് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് രണ്ടാമത്തെ 3-ാമത്തെ ദിവസം ആ പ്രശ്നം പരമാവധി പരിഹരിച്ചു. ഇന്നലെ കൊല്ലം ജില്ലയിലേക്ക് കടന്നപ്പോൾ ആ തുടക്കത്തിലുണ്ടായ പ്രശ്നമാണ്. ഇത് ഒരുപക്ഷെ ആലപ്പുഴ ജില്ലയിൽ പ്രവേശിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇല്ലാതിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ഞങ്ങൾ ഒന്നുകൂടി മുൻകരുതൽ എടുത്തോളാം. ഇന്നലെ ചിലർക്കുണ്ടായ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ ഖേദം പ്രകടിപ്പിക്കുകയാണ്. നിങ്ങളൊരു മനസ്സിൽ വെക്കരുത്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അതിന് ശേഷം നിങ്ങളെല്ലാം നല്ല സപ്പോർട്ട് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു എന്നറിയാം. അതിൽ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്.
So does anybody want to walk tomorrow?
മാധ്യമപ്രവർത്തകരടക്കം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മറ്റാളുകൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നാളെ രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധിയോടൊപ്പം നടക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതുകൂടി ഒന്ന് മുൻകൂട്ടി പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിനുള്ള ഒരു ക്രമീകരണം കൂടി.
So who wants to walk tomorrow? So Lavanya, please make a note of all those who want to walk tomorrow, and you will have access. Okay, we will, to the extent that we can assure access, I will do. I won't be here unfortunately, but my colleagues will do it.
Entrepreneurs, this second.
They want to meet Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
Yes, they say yes.
They want to meet Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Sure, we should encourage them. Yeah, why not? See, tomorrow they are going to where are they meeting the cashew workers and
Nindagara. Shiva with order.
Okay, so we'll work it out. Please, there are 2 groups of people. One is media. The other one is civil society, businessmen. So let's do both. We'll do it. But please make a note of all the media people who want to join.
ഇതിലെ പ്രായോഗികമായിട്ടുള്ള ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടെന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഇവരുടെ സെക്യൂരിറ്റി ക്ലിയറൻസ് കിട്ടാനുള്ള ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് അറിയാൻ സാധിച്ചാലാണ് അത് ക്രമീകരിക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അതുകൊണ്ടുകൂടിയാണ് പെട്ടെന്ന് പറയുമ്പോഴാണ് അത് അവർ തടയുകയും, കാരണം അവർ നമ്മുടെ ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ പ്രകാരമല്ല, അവർക്ക് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് തലേദിവസം ചാർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കുന്ന ആളുകളെ മാത്രമാണ്. അത് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും മാധ്യമപ്രവർത്തകരുടെ കാര്യം നമ്മൾ സ്ട്രീം ലൈൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ നോക്കാം. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും we'll do it.
See, I told you at the beginning, I apologize to you. It was some mix-up yesterday, and problem in most people's minds, particularly people who come from Delhi, there is national media and there is local media. For me, when I come to Kerala media is national media, and that media is some other media. But my mind is different. It's not like everybody else's mind. So yes, there's been some misunderstanding. Some people, I apologize to you. So better to get your names now, and tomorrow we will do it. We'll try to work out a system for you. For whoever from the media people want to, my colleagues are here. They will work with you, and we'll work it out. I'm sorry what happened. I'm very sorry.
We have many options for publicity, social media, many options. But related with this yatra, using lots of flex boards and making much solid waste. After each passing every district, there is a huge deposit of solid waste. Not only the drinking water bottles, many other rag tying, toys or plastic. Why we can use kaya or charam, jute. Please think about that, and the available substitute must be.
To the extent that we are doing, we are trying to be very sensitive to ensure that no plastic waste is left behind, no amount of dirt is left behind. But your caution is very well taken. I will go back. When I go back, I will talk to the people who are worried about the solid waste management and so on.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നമ്മൾ ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു സബ് കമ്മിറ്റി തന്നെ ഗ്രീൻ പ്രോട്ടോകോൾ സബ് കമ്മിറ്റി രൂപീകരിച്ച് അതിന്റെ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾ പരമാവധി കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ ആളുകൾ നമ്മുടെ പ്രതീക്ഷയ്ക്ക് അപ്പുറത്ത് ആളുകൾ വരുമ്പോൾ അവരുടെ മുഴുവൻ കാര്യങ്ങളും നമ്മുടെ കൺട്രോളിൽ ലഭിക്കാത്തത് കൊണ്ടുള്ള പ്രശ്നങ്ങളാണ്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അതൊരു പോസിറ്റീവ് സജഷൻ ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കാം. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും
But I must tell you, in the last 7 days, 1 minute please, I must tell you, in the last 7 days, I have been living in a container. And my life has changed. You know how? In one bucket of water, one bucket, I am shaving, I am having a bath, I am using all my water requirements. You will take, my friend, in your house 4 buckets. I used to take 4 buckets in my house, but today I am managing in that container, in one bucket. The same container the BJP is saying is Taj Mahal. So there is only one bucket, and that bucket half the time the water doesn't come. So we fill the bucket with half the water. But I agree with you, disposal of water is something we have to be very careful about. I will go back. We will see that these systems are such that we don't leave a lot of waste behind. That I agree with you. We should be a little sensitive to this. In a positive spirit. Plastic waste, for example. We should not leave plastic waste behind. Yeah, I agree with you.
No, actually not leave, sir. We actually need to reduce or no use, refuse. After creating which is very difficult to handle scientifically, waste management is very difficult. Burning or some rivers or soil is polluting. That's the problem.
I agree. We are not washing clothes every day. We are washing clothes once in 4 days. We are not washing clothes every day. We are washing clothes once in 4 days. So we are trying to reduce. Because the way we are living, you should come and see one container. Please go to the Yunus College of Engineering and see for yourself what this Taj Mahal of a container is. 2 beds and 1 attached bathroom, that's all. Small. It's like a second 2-tier sleeper compartment. That's all there is to it. Okay? So you will give the names, you take the names of whoever wants to come. We will give your numbers also. We'll organize it in a systematic way. Thank you very much. Is lunch served? No.
We will serve lunch right now.
You're all invited for lunch. Bhakshanam.
It's food packet, yeah?
Huh?
It's food packet.